So, hi everyone. My hashtag old days, or my, I don't know why I say hashtag. Why did I do that? I don't know. Or if you're a newbie. So, I was just inspired to, I just have loads of energy, right? Because that's what Venus in Aries is like. And I've got Venus in Aries. So, like I say, we're in that fiery, passionate, taking action energy, and I'm known for kicking energetic ass anyway. Like, that's what makes me a good coach. What makes me good at everything that I do is I'm drawn to my Wonder Woman mug, because I'm passionate. And I don't, again, I've got an attentive ADHD, so if I'm not passionate about something, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So I understand the people that it takes like so much energy to do something, and sometimes the simplest of things, like some of my clients, like sometimes it's like I'm helping people with the simplest of things like housework, or getting the energy to do something like focus on their goals. But I know what that's like, because like I say, I can struggle with that as well, not as much as what I used to, because of how I help other people and because of how much I've worked on my own subconscious blocks. In fact, right now in the course there, the way that I teach people, that I call myself out of my own bullshit and my own fears and the way that I'm getting in my own way. And then that actually helps me by doing it, and then it helps other people around me. So pretty weird, I know, but it's how it works. So again, those of you that are soul family around here, you know that, but just in case you've stumbled across this. So like I say, because I've got loads of energy, I'm probably distracting myself from something I need to be getting on with. But to be fair, I actually am pretty on it with my goals. So I thought, right, what is it I'm being guided to do here? And I'm shuffling the Isis cards. So these are pretty long, so get comfy. But I don't want to be here forever and a day. But again, whenever I say that, I'm like fucking 2 hours or something. But yeah, I'm going to pull an Isis oracle for divine feminine and divine masculine. So again, I'll leave it up to you what energy you feel you're resonating with most. And of course, we've actually got both energies within us. But generally speaking, on the twin flame journey, you're going to see more of yourself in one than the other. Again, but if your energies are pretty balanced right now, and even if they aren't like massively balanced, you can see, like, I can always see both within myself. But again, that might just be because that is my life, to be always looking at the balance of things. But yeah, anyway, right. So first card we're going to do is divine feminine. So what card, why have I been pulled on here? What card have we got for divine? Do you know what, actually? Let's go some Isis and Kali. I've shuffled them enough. I've been drawing the Kali card. So obviously the big strong goddess is divine feminine. Ah, right, I get it. This is so, sorry, I'm having a little chat with my guys. I wasn't quite getting what I was being asked to do, but now it's all fallen into place. So that means something for whoever this is going to resonate with. I'm going to do it for divine feminine, divine masculine, but I'm being used to get guidance from all the strong divine feminine archetypes, like, because I've got the divine feminine cards, the Kali and the Isis. So let's go. Right. So for divine feminines, for divine masculine, divine feminine energy, what do we need to know from Kali? What would be helpful right now? So again, this may or may not be for you, but I'll let you be the judge of that, and you can like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you got from this. And when I'm inspired to just do extra ones, I will do that, because I know that a few of you will be missing my live streams, because I was doing that every day from Christmas. I got in a really good flow. But again, like I say, if you're wondering why I'm not doing that, it's just because I've got other stuff on right now. So like I say, I've got my clients, I've got my membership group, which I've had for 5-6 years, something like that, which always evolves, so different people and stuff. But and then I'm doing my subconscious blocks to love course. Although we keep laughing, it's subconscious blocks to love, absolutely, but it literally is like subconscious blocks to everything. Like, it's really helping with like money block stuff, just goals. Like, for instance, it's like I'm really kicking my ass through being a stall on stuff, which I'm always doing, because that's why I help people like kind of you know, that fuck it, let's go that I say all the time. It's because I was stuck in procrastination and stalling and never taking action with things. So that's why I just thought, you know what, rather than having that idea, I'm just doing it right now. So just giving you a wee lowdown on what this is. So I'll just carry on with that. And then when I feel like getting back to the lives, I will. I feel like I probably will do a live soonish. I don't know if it's this week or next week, because again, I do love when Venus is in Aries. I love my Venus sign, crushing on my Venus sign, because it's just after, like, look, Venus in Pisces it's lovely. It's soulmates, it's twin flames, it's true love, it's romantic, but my fucking God, it was sleepy. I was just in my bed all the time, couldn't move, sleeping, napping, integrating energies, massive spiritual epiphanies. Like, I love it, but it is time for some fire, you know, it's time for some fiery magic from Isis and Kali and whoever else wants to pop out that day. Right. Of course, there is still a lot of Pisces energy about, but right now we're in a Gemini moon. That's the twins. So that's why I'm on here, helping the twins. And this is timeless, so whenever you find it. Right, Kali for divine feminine. Oh, what does that say? The Shekinah Kali. She appears fierce and yet she's benign. Her oracle brings a message that a situation which may frighten or intimidate you is well within your capacity to handle. No matter how dramatic or intense a situation may appear to be at this time, it shall eventually be little more than a passing memory and not have any negative bearing upon your future. Wow, you know what I'm getting with that, right? I'm getting that that's about any fears that you have as a divine feminine about the backlash of reunion or reuniting with your twin flame. That is what I feel that's about collectively. It's like, yeah, something that may frighten or intimidate you. It's like, so, you know, I'm going to keep it real here. It's not to say that for some twin flame reunions, it's not going to come with some drama or turbulence, because I dare say it will for some people, not all, because it's kind of like that is what I'm feeling, is that for some twin flame couples that have been in separation a very long time, you've more than likely already went through a lot of turbulence. And like for a lot of twin flames, it might not have actually been like, you know, you've been arguing with them over the years, or like it might not have been turbulent, dramatic in that way. It may have just been when you've went your different paths that the sheer pain of being apart for so long. And again, I could make reference to loads of different programs or films and all that, but you know, I'll leave that to you to you know, to, yeah, you can probably think of at least the ladies out there that like the chick flicks, or the guys that like the chick flicks, whatever. You know, you can probably think of loads of films where lovers, like true love, are, and not Romeo and Juliet, because that doesn't end well, guys. Again, that was like the programming making us feel that, like, oh, if you fall into true love, it's good, it's dangerous. Think about it, it's dangerous. You're gonna die, someone's gonna die. Do you know what I mean? It's not really good, is it? But there's definitely other ones where, you know, like, yeah, I'm getting this feeling that for whoever this message is for, it's like you've went through enough. The pain of being apart from one another is enough. And actually, there's a lot of peace coming in here. Now, like I say, not for everyone. For some people, there will be people that aren't happy on both sides around it. And again, for, you know, some people can be strong, some people may be stronger about that than not, than other things, whether it's like friends that have got opinions, or family members, or exes, or I don't know if that's got me. Somebody just played a song really loud. I don't know if you heard it, but I can't work out. I can still hear it. I can't work out what the words are. Just don't let me down. I know it's got that in it. You're so naive, that's it. Who sings that? Why don't I know who that is? Okay, it's stopped now. How funny is that? So anyway, thanks for the message, random car. But it's playing again now. So yeah, there's something about, yeah, you're not going to be let down this time by life or by people or by your twin flame. How funny that I keep hearing it, but it's about not being naive to the fact that not everybody's going to be overjoyed with this reunion, and they keep pulling the word joy. But again, do you really care? Venus and Aries sash, and it's not that like you're some kind of like bitch or whatever bastard, whatever you were like, whatever you want to, guys, gals, whatever you identify as out there. It's just that my feeling is you would have went through so much. And neither of you really actually want to hurt anyone or intended to hurt anyone. And that, that has been so it's like whatever it comes with. And again, so I just want to say, it's like they're telling me to say that. But also for some of you, there actually isn't any drama like that. Like I feel it's already sort of all happened over the years, or it might not even been that long ago. And the drama is going to be the emotional reunion. Yeah, no matter how dramatic or intense the situation may appear to be at this time, it shall eventually be little more than a past memory and not have any negative bearing upon your future. So again, it does sort of indicate that whoever this is for, there might be something that comes up that you have to face, either in your own life, or it could be something to do with your, like some kind of drama that comes from reuniting with your twin flame. So I do feel this is like a sort of reunion sort of thing, message for someone. But I feel the past and memory, it's going to be that like it's going to pale into insignificance with the benefits of what's going to come from this. So it's kind of like that feeling of it's worth whatever comes along with the amazing feelings you're going to get with coming back together with your twin flame. So that's nice. Right, what divine feminine wants to come? Oh, I should have looked at when I started. Does it tell me? It's quite annoying that it doesn't tell you the time when you do. I think it was maybe 1:45. Right, anyway. Mistress of the Labyrinth. Adi. She's that. They're all beautiful, but I always think this one's really beautiful. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. Right, so whatever this is for, there is a bit. Oh my God, that's my one. That's one I'm very connected to, and definitely at this time on the planet. I know I love all the goddesses, so it's a bit of a standing joke with my pals. It's like I'm like, that's my favorite song. I've got about 100. But that is this really is. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. Again, it is kind of like you've come this far, you have to see it through. So for those of you that there may be any kind of drama, oh, you're kidding me, that's crazy, because that's something that I love in my own journey, and it's something that's always kept me going, actually. And it's actually something that I did refer to in one of the videos, is all twin flames, I believe, are like that. It's the red, and I can see it's the red string of fate. Like you and your twin flame are connected at all. You're just always connected. It doesn't matter if you haven't seen each other for years or like a decade or whatever. It's you can both only go so far, and you'll be pulled back to one another, because it is the other half of your soul. It is your energy. And look, you can see I've never noticed that in that card before. That look, she's holding like a ball of wool or a ball of string, and she's got the red string around her hands. So that's interesting. Yeah. So my soul knows the way. The only way out is through. So this is for divine feminine, and it's kind of like, I've started now, I need to finish. Like, I need to honor the next part of the journey, which I feel is really speaking your truth, going by the weekly divine feminine, divine masculine things that I channeled yesterday. They might not be published if I put this one out first, but right. Right, I'm going to read this. White Buffalo Calf Woman. Wait a minute, I'm going to read that one first. White Buffalo Calf Woman is the prophecy about the times we're living in, about, the people of the land not treating the land right, and, not having respect. And the prophetess of the sacred way, my heart is a compass, the path of love and true abundance. So that's powerful as well. Right, let's find this one. It always takes me ages to find them in this. Right, what was her name? It's not in alphabetical order. Not seeing her jumping out at me. Oh, there we are. Right. Patience. I'm getting drawn to Callie in the book too. There's lots of doubler things jumping out at me. Right. Ariadne. That's what we're going to go with. I might be pronouncing it wrong. Represents the love and support available to us when we dare to be courageous. Oh, wow, that's tying in with the Joan of Arc thing. You're going to get it when you watch other ones. Ariadne is known as being both a Greek goddess and the human daughter of Minos, king of Crete. Her father put her in charge of the labyrinth, where 7 human sacrifices were made every 7 years to appease the Minotaur who lived within it. The Minotaur had the head of a bull and the body of a man. He preyed on those who got lost in the dark. One year, a valiant and heroic man named Theseus went into the labyrinth to slay the Minotaur at the end of the sacrifices. Ariadne fell madly in love with him and gave him a sword to kill the Minotaur and a ball of red thread so that he could find his way back out the labyrinth and into the light. That's really quite mad, because I was thinking when it said about those who got lost in the dark, I didn't see it, but I was feeling that is what it feels. That's where it feels the divine masculine is right now, lost in the dark. Or they're hopefully coming out of the dark for a lot of divine masculines, but that's what it was reminding me of. Ancient Greek myths were oral, so they are varying accounts of the Theseus and Ariadne eloping after his success, and others were Ariadne's consort Dionysus. This is not good for dyslexia and all these big words. The Greek god of ritual madness and religious ecstasy chases after her and pleads with her to return to him. Whichever way the story ends, the constant is that Ariadne's love and support changed the fate of so many who would have otherwise been lost to the labyrinth. Wow. So already I got chills there. I've got all the windows open too, but it was chills. It was like, this is about you as a divine feminine having to be courageous. Like, even if you have got intense situations, because intense doesn't always need to be bad, but it can be as well. But intense, dramatic, whatever. If you like to live a peaceful life, and which is by White Buffalo Calf Women, then it could be like, oh, fuck, I'd rather not. But it's worth it. Great love is worth taking the risk you're guided to take. That's one of the romance angel cards. And it's like, my soul knows the way, and the only way is through. Like, you've got to keep going. And yeah, it'll be worth it. So, and because her courage helped all these other people. So yeah, that is very like the divine feminine journey. Ariadne is a symbol of hope, the divine assistance, and the step-by-step process we can take to move through a difficult time or to confront an injustice in our life. She helps Theseus because he's daring to end a pattern of madness. He's willing to do whatever needs to be done to stop the injustice. She gives him the tools to create his desired outcome. He is successful because of her, and she assists him because he acts with courage. That's beautiful. That is the divine feminine, the divine masculine. You're a team. You're the yin, yang, you know what I mean? Yin to the yang to the yin, whatever way you want to put it. Her message is that her courage is always in some way rewarded. When we seek to end an unnecessary pattern or routine that is no longer serving us, even though we initially created it in an effort to keep us safe, it can feel, this is so crazy with what I'm doing today personally, and what I just posted in my course right now, because it was just about like, I'm not letting these ways that my shadow or my ego tries to distract me from my goals and the things I actually want to do. And you know, that happens to divine feminine, but that will happen to divine masculine too. It's about actually, you know what you're really scared of, and especially when it comes to the twin flame journey, you have to do it. It's going to be scary to contact your twin flame. You have to do it, divine masculines. It's going to be scary, and divine feminines have to do it from time to time too, like I've channeled on the other videos, like when you're guided to, for whatever reason, if it's your heart, as long as it's not coming from your ego. But yeah, like basically this is what is just really, I feel it in the collective for everyone actually, but definitely twin flames. It's about wherever you've held yourself back and not went towards what it is you truly want, what you truly desire. And when we're talking about your twin flame desires you have to do it. Somebody's got to do it. So, and when divine feminine is courageous and speaks her truth, divine masculine will speak their truth. It can feel an insurmountable as facing a horned part. Wait a minute, even though we initially created it in an effort to keep us safe, it can feel as insurmountable as facing a horned part man, part beast that lives in a dark maze inside us. Pure terror. That's like symbolic of our fears. But the soul always wants our freedom. The divine is what liberates us, not confines. It might feel like we can't find our way out of this situation, this maze, but we can. So again, I'm saying this is for this bit's for divine feminine, but that I feel like that would help divine masculine too. And that spiritual support is a given. Ariadne wants us to be brave so that she can fall in love with her actions. This is so Venus and Aries. She's both a goddess and a human. She gets our fear, but she also knows just how much power we hold as well. And that's why that Kali card came out. Like, you've got the power to face your fears. Love it. The soul voice meditation. What allows me to feel supported while doing the inner work? Answers on a postcard in the comments. And the intention is, my soul knows the way and the only way is through. Right, I'm going to read White Buffalo Calf Woman, seeing as she wanted to be acknowledged at this time. I wonder about this all the time, but why was this not in alphabetical order? Right, 154. The prophetess of the sacred way, my heart is a compass, the path of love is true abundance. White Buffalo Calf Woman represents the sacred vision that gives us hope that all will be provided for us. Pistanwi, or White Buffalo Calf Woman, is primary cultural prophet of the Lakota religion. Buffalo are considered sacred to the Plains people and are seen as messengers from the ancestors. A Lakota legend says that two young scouts went out in search of food during a famine. They saw a stunningly beautiful woman appear before a radiant white light. The first scout approached her with unholy intentions, and the second scout watched as the first man turned to bones the instant he tried to touch her. She was clearly Lila Wakan, very holy. Thankfully, he knew this. She asked him to, that feels very divine feminine too, because as many of you will know, a lot of divine feminines, it is very common for true divine feminines and true divine feminines that have been on the path a very long time to be celibate for quite some years. And it is because of that. It is because it's like this love is so divine, it's so holy. There just is no desire for anyone other than your twin flame. And you could be like, well, why is it no the other way? It does catch up eventually. And again, it's like, I feel with those of us that are out putting ourselves out here on the line, sharing the parts of our story so far. And again, like I say all the time, whatever develops in mind, you're not knowing it in real time, because that's just quite frankly stupid. Do you know what I mean? That really, look, naive. That really would be naive. I was like, hey guys, guess what just happened? No, because like I'm saying, you never know who's watching. Not everybody's happy for you. And I'm not really into nosy fuckers either. Do you know what I mean? Even if you are happy for me, you'll find out when you're meeting, all right? Just Camden. Anyway, sorry. But just enjoy it for yourselves. That would be my input. Protect your union, protect it from everyone for as long as you can. But no, just like I say, keep it a wee secret between you and your twin flame. Yeah, for it, you know, for whatever feels comfortable. Because when it's time to share what's happened, you know, and again, it's, you know, we're talking about like you're walking about now where you live and stuff, like people are going to see you eventually, but you'd be amazed how much your guides and spirit will protect you from that. And yeah, so anyway, but that just felt like that felt really important. What we're saying there is yeah, anyway, the stuff about, yeah, just the it's just a strong inner knowing. It is a calling. And that's how I can tell when someone's a true twin flame and when they're not. Because if they're kind of like giving it they go, oh yeah, just go and you do what you want, divine feminine, just go and put it about town and, you know, date all these different guys, all your divine masculines doing that. It's not a game. It's not kind of like tit for tat. It is a calling. And it is an honor to be a twin flame. So this is why I always say, you really need to be careful who you're listening to. But again, that's people's call. She asked him to approach her because she could see into his heart and knew his intentions were good. See where I'm getting with this. It's like when I've channeled before, I mean, I've shared about my own journey as well, that whatever everyone else wasn't seeing through, your twin flame can always see through it. Like the same way back, like they can see what's vulnerable about you as well. If you're giving it the big one, they can see what's vulnerable about you. It's which is why you both want to run from each other at a certain point. But then, especially as you mature and you get older, although it's not always to do with age. I know twin flames that are older and they're still, you know, doing all of that. You do just want to come back home to the one that gets you. And certainly if you've got, you know, particular kind of really intense, that card, intense placements, there's certain really intense placements in astrology. Definitely like really intense Scorpio placements, like those that have got Venus and Scorpio. But really any Scorpio place, because I've not got Venus and Scorpio, but I've got loads of planets in Scorpio. You know, those with Venus and Scorpio, that is quite very Romeo and Juliet kind of love. And it's like, I've often seen people with that are quite prone to self-sabotage. Again, that's Scorpio energy in general, but Scorpio is my favourite sign. Because I just find it really intriguing, you know, and that was before I realised I was Scorpio rising, like, you know, years ago. But yeah, it is that kind of people like that. I've definitely seen people like that self-sabotage and pick relationships that aren't like anywhere near what they really want, or, you know, probably near what they want if they embark on it. I've seen this with people's charts and stories when they've told me and I've looked at their charts. But it's because it's like Scorpio is so intense that it's like if you can't give your absolute all to someone and trust them with your absolute all 100%, and they can do that back with you. People with that kind of energy, they will just keep, they don't, you know, it's not like they don't want love at all, but they'll get into things where you don't get that, where it's kind of safer. Again, it's staying in the comfort zone. Whereas for somebody with Venus and Scorpio, using that as an example, you know, just because it's easier, those people are likely to settle down in true love, romantic relationships much later on in life. Again, I bet you don't need to have this to resonate. I bet other people will as well, because it's like they had to mature to be able to handle that kind of love, to be able to give somebody the power to break their heart, but know that they're not gonna, and vice versa. And definitely when, you know, when people are younger, you just can't handle that. That's why that card comes out all the time about, you know, I can't remember, it's something about we were too young when we met or something like that, or it wasn't the right timing, you know what I mean? But it doesn't need to be into age, but I just feel for a lot of twins, it can be that. right. She told him to prepare for her arrival in the village. He went back and gathered everyone together. She appeared before them and taught them the 7 sacred rites of the Lakota people, including the sacred pipe ceremony that binds men and women together in a circle of love and mutual respect. Twin flames. It's why I try to encourage on my tiny little YouTube right here, right now with 284. So thanks for that. I'm getting excited. It's like climbing, it's like just a few people actually, but it is exciting. Because it's the right people, it's the right soul family. And anybody that leaves, which doesn't happen too often, but anybody that leaves, it's like, don't slam the door in your way out. Bye. Hope you have a nice life. Like, seriously, but it's just because it's better. If they're not resonating, it's better they go. It's probably because they weren't a twin flame and they've subscribed somehow. But yeah, we've all got feminine energy, we've all got masculine energy, regardless of what sex you're. That's the point. Everyone's welcome. White buffalo calf women is a sacred reminder that we don't have to struggle to receive all that we've desired. Oh God, this is really tying up. So divine feminines and divine masculines or resonance, it's about the struggle is over. For most people that are listening to this, it's like there isn't some big scary thing coming to, it's most of it is over. Yeah, there might be a little bit of stuff here and there, but it's like you can have what you want now because you've went through the pain. When we join our hearts long enough action, we find that there's a sacred way to move through the world. A sacred way is a path of steady, quiet alignment between the heart's intention and our every step. White buffalo calf women is an omen of hope that all will be provided for us when we approach every situation with love. This is why I said, oh, that's my one, because this is very much how I work with things. What she wants us to focus on is the intention behind an action, because that's what changes the outcome. And what I always say, those are people that work with me or listen to me, always talk about it, is your intention is everything. If you don't have any of the sage or the magical tools about or the crystals, believe in your intention. Believe in your intention and your will to change something for the better, to wish somebody love, to wish somebody well. It's like, what a good one to do as well. Those of you that are, if you're in that kind of obsessive part about your twin flame journey, I feel you get to that place where you go from like being like, please God, like get them to reach out. This is more at the start, but like, please God, just or whatever, please spirit, like, get them to message me or tell me how I feel or whatever, right? Whatever you're just putting out there. And then when you start to chill and you just calm and you fall in love with yourself, which is what the twin flame journey is all about, falling in love with yourself, except some people get a bit squeed and they're like, fucked up. And they're like, fall in love with yourself and fuck your twin flame. Like, I've actually seen some people saying that out there. So like, whatever, again, wouldn't be real ones because they wouldn't be saying that. Or they've been seriously hurt and they kind of need to really think about what they're saying before they're putting stuff out there. There's a lot of vulnerable people. And again, but the vulnerable people have got to take personal responsibility that it's someone on the internet or listening to us, and you've got to take it goes both ways. But what I'm trying to say from my unique perspective, channeling the divine though, is in my personal experience, you go from making it like, please get him to message me, to kind of setting an intention to being like, whatever he's struggling with in his life right now, please send him that healing. Whether that's got anything to do with me or not, you know what I mean? And that's where I feel it's a healthy, like, because then you're not controlling it and it's not just all about you, what you want. Or if you are made about you, it's like only if that is for his highest good and he wants that as well, or she, you change it to he, she, whatever. And that's yeah, and then you know that when they do come around, it's all of integrity, it's all above board, it's all real. You didn't manipulate. That's my problem with modern teaching and manifestation, and that a lot of it's just fucking manipulative, like and very kind of black magic, which is what I'm a shaman that like undoes a lot of that fuckery that happens with people and being around narcissists and yeah, people just taking advantage of people. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's not about manipulation, it's about genuine intention. So anyway, right, so oh my god, my eyes have just been drawn to the word manipulation when I said that's freaky. So What she wants us to focus on is intention behind an action, because that's what changes the outcome. She's a sacred prophetic sign that we can receive what we need without fighting for it or trying to secure it through manipulation. So I really strongly feel I was channeling white buffalo calf women there, because again, I feel she works with me all the time, because it's my favorite shamanic story, and it's very appropriate for the times we live in. Because, and again, I know you don't know my whole story, but you have heard quite a lot of it if you've been hanging around and watching all the videos. And I haven't, yeah. If and when my twin flame is attracted into my life, whenever that's divinely timed, it's not through manipulation. It's through me just being myself, accepting things the way they were, letting him get on with his life, whatever he was doing, me getting on with my life. And like I say, it doesn't mean that, as you've seen, if I've published the one that I did yesterday, it doesn't mean I didn't miss him. Fucking hell, miss him every day. Do you know what I mean? But I got used to it. But not used to it as I know, I'll just live with it. It's, you have to. It's more of an acceptance and a comfort, being comfortable yourself. And then that is what brings about whatever is meant to be. But you can really apply that to anything. You've got to chill. Think about it. When the money comes, I bet you were chilling. When the guy or the gal that you're wanting comes, I bet you were chilling. I bet you'd kind of let it go and you're like, oh, right, my God, you're here. Or whatever it is you were manifesting properly. It's when you create that space and give it a bit of breathing room and something comes about right when it's meant to. When prayer joins right action, we move. Oh yeah, because I was about to say, like, when I was describing that about wanting your twin to have help with whatever it is they need at that time in their life, even if it's got anything to do with you, that it does remind me when I've said about that scene in Bruce Almighty, which always comes in handy, but when the woman is praying, she's actually seeing through God's eyes, and she is praying for him all the time, just all the time. All her prayers are about him, and he's like kind of upset, being like, oh my God, like, that is how much she loves me, like she just wants me to be happy, and it's that's very like this journey. But that's real love. Like, I don't think that's anything. Well, it is. Let's not play it down. I was about to say, I don't think that's any big that's real love, but there aren't many people that are in real love. Let's call a spade a spade. When prayer joins right action, when we move from that intention of creating only more love, then abundance is inevitable. And when we seek not just for ourselves, but also the benefit of our loved ones and community, our needs are divinely met. The most sacred path is the one with abundant love. One abundant with love. The meditation is, what is my intention for the work I'm currently doing? And the intention is, my heart is a compass, the path of love is true abundance. Well, when I'm going to shuffle the eyes, just because this has been longer than meant to be, whatever, story of my life. I don't know if we need to do on for divine masculine. I feel this is for both. And I did set an intention I was going to do it for both, but like one after the other, but I feel this is for both, but I'll make a decision after I pull this. What I'm saying is like, my intention is to, when I channel these, especially because I've got a strong push, I'm glad I've done it because that was a beautiful message, is to help people. And like I've said before, my helping people seems to come with a shitload of Joan of Arc energy, and she appeared in the Divine Masculine, very intense, dramatic channeling, very long, it was over 2 hours, and that is my energy. That is the strongest energy of mine. Mary Magdalene, all these different ones, Kali, Isis, I resonate very strongly with them all, but Joan of Arc very, very strongly. Because I'm here to speak the truth, because of all my Aries energy, and it's not always easy to speak the truth, but I'm prepared to put myself on the line. And I was just actually sort of feeling that within myself there, was of all the years like that I have held this flame, no pun intended, for my twin flame, and everybody knowing it. As when I say everybody, I just mean like who is everybody anyway? Like, I'm a freaking hermit now, it doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is, when I was out and about, clubbing and that, whatever, pubs and stuff, like, people, like, anyway, what I'm trying to say is everybody in my life that I was close enough with knew It's like to the point where it was almost like I had a boyfriend or a fucking husband. Do you know what I mean? Which I had neither. Because my love for him was so strong. And like I say, I've not been a nun or like, you know, celibate the whole time. I'm not sitting here claiming that. But for like many years on end, but for many years, like over the course of separation, I have been. And it's not been a chore. And again, it's like, you know, it's whenever I wasn't, like you say, I've said before, it is just because I was feeling the pressure of how weird it was. But it's not a crush, you know, it's not like not getting over a past love. It is a deep, deep, sacred, divine love. That yeah, you're divine masculine at first too. They don't get that. They don't get that. And even they think that you just caught the feels. And what the hell has happened to them? Like, why have they fallen that deeply in love with me? But again, that's because they don't feel worthy. Like they don't like it. It puts them. It makes them feel uncomfortable, basically. But again, it makes divine feminists feel comfortable too. And they're like, what the fuck is happening to me? And then the energy sort of settles. And like say that the tables turn, but it's not like the tables turn and you're like, oh yeah, take some of what I've just had. Because if you approach it with that attitude, well, it's not taking advice of what's come through from these divine feminine energies there. It is a process. It's just what I always seem to come back to saying. It is a process. It's a process and a journey that not all are going to understand. Not unless they are a true twin flame. They will never understand. And I even think to some certain extent, I could argue, even twins that haven't been apart as long may not understand that. You know, how could you? You can understand the deep parts of the love, but you know that could even be said. But there are definite, like I say, I have met people that it's like, it doesn't even matter that they've not been apart from their twin or known them as long as what I have. You can just feel the love they have is just as deep. So, but what I'm trying to say is something goes from being really weird and strange, and wow, you're totally like breaking outside the box, and like, you know, you're taking like forever to get over someone. Like, who does that? Like I felt all that energy coming at me the whole time, really. I just didn't care because I couldn't help it. It just wasn't within my control. And like say, you know, at first I didn't understand that, and then I quickly was led to all the synchronicities to understand it. And I'm making it sound easy, you know, it's not been easy. But it has been worth it. And yeah, anyway, chatty. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do like a separate one for that. I just feel this is for divine feminine and divine masculine. What Isis card have we got? There's a card in here that says something about divine masculine. I wonder if it's going to come out. Oh, for God's sake. Wow. Okay, so it's not divine masculine, but it is Truths Unveiled. I title this that. The Revelation of Isis. And if you know the story of Isis and Osiris, then you'll get why, you know, I get it. And I get why I've shared the wee bits and bobs there as well. It's not everybody is meant to understand that kind of twin flame love. It is like say, what to normies or whatever, you know, would look like as like, who loves anyone that much? Like, that's what would look like. But rather than kind of looking at something like that and thinking it's weird, it's, you know, I got to a certain point in my journey when, and actually it was, you know, to be, you know, it was other people recognizing and, you know, acknowledging and seeing how fucking beautiful it is actually that I've loved my twin flame all that time unconditionally. And I'm more than certain he's coming to that conclusion or already came to that conclusion as well. But it's quite overwhelming, isn't it? And I think that's what I feel that's what I've always known as well. It's like, you know, we need to kind of water this down a little bit. And a lot of times, you know, on the journey, I'd feel like, Christ, it's me out in a limb. And yeah, I know that he feels a connection, but you know, he doesn't feel as strongly as what I do. But again, as I've come full circle, I really don't feel that is true at all. In fact, I know for a fact it isn't. Like again, and not because he's told me, it's I can feel it in my heart. Like, you know, you always feel that. It's if I have felt this strongly about him the whole time we've been in separation, if he hasn't felt that strongly about me for, you know, however, like you say, it will have come on all at once, or it will come on all at once if it hasn't already. And time will tell. So, right, truths unveiled, the revelation of Isis. There is a total theme to this week, though. It's because, oh, for fuck's sake. It's because we're building up to the Scorpio fulfillment, right? Look. I can't even deal. Healing the divine masculine. That's because I might make it the thumbnail. Osiris rises. I'm going to read this, right? We've pulled that card, but I'm going to read this because my hand just went to it for it. It's probably because they were like, right, you know, read that, because I didn't. I'm not going to do it again because I feel this is for both. This is about someone's reunion, and it's not just one set of twins. It's a wave of twins. When it happens, this is going to be the channeling that resonates, or because it's talking about before it comes. Sorry, I'm starting to hiccup now, Bert, because that's when I'm clearing the energy. The divine masculine within men and women is the energy that allows for protection, discernment, healing, and a sense of deep safety and holding, even through the most uncomfortable circumstances of life. When the masculine within us is healthy and strong, we have an inner strength to hold ourselves safe through anything. Your inner masculine is going through healing right now, growing stronger in his ability to offer you inner protection, stability, so your inner feminine can blossom with creative expression. Yeah, basically, I get this, right? It's like, that's what that first card is about, the Kali one, right? Is, yeah, there might be some dramatic stuff and intense, but you're going to be able to handle it, because divine feminine, your inner masculine, is protecting you so that you can share your truth, so that you can express yourself, so that you can share, so that you can teach, whatever it is, share your gifts. Like, not everyone's led to teach, but because again, that's quite running through the rings of fire, coming from somebody that's went through it. Like, it's taken years to really own stepping into that. Although I have actually been a teacher for years now, it took me quite a while to own that word. And I don't know why, because I really am a born teacher, guys. I've got a Sag moon. I love learning and teaching, and you know, I find it, and I do find this sort of stuff cathartic. Yeah, when you find that within yourself, divine feminine, then your divine masculine, your actual physical divine masculine can come and protect you. You know what I mean? But it's because you found that within yourself, and then they can find that within themselves. So, but that takes a lot of trusting and believing. The inner masculine and inner feminine need each other. When they are in good inner relationship with us, we feel like healthy, whole human beings. We're able to live as ourselves in the world in a relatively peaceful, creative, enjoyable way. When there's a damage to the inner masculine, there's difficulty in standing up for our truths and knowing what our truths and values are, and then think of the card I actually pulled, Truth Unveiled. So yeah, maybe I'm meant to release this around the Scorpio full moon. I'll tune in after I watch it. And knowing how to protect them without feeling as though we have to fight constantly just to be allowed to be ourselves. We might also feel that unless others see things as we do, we have no power, and then we have to fight to dominate and manipulating them to our point of view. The inner masculine is that often needs healing so that he can fulfill his divine purpose. Divine purpose is a word that came through in the divine masculine reading like loads of times, of inner strength, protection, and honouring of the self and all its uniqueness, so that we can live as free, strong individuals that know who they are and are happy to just love and be that person and allow others to do the same. I've just realised that I bet you this is for divine masculines out there that kind of need to know what it means to be a divine masculine. Do you know what I mean? What it means to be like a wounded masculine, what it means to be a divine. Just kind of thought about that. This will happen at any time. He is asked to hold even more consciousness, and that's what the twin flame journey is about, going through the dark night soul, spiritual weight, and everything the divine feminine goes through. to hold permission and strength to be even more of the unique self. The masculine and feminine within us need to be in balance with each other. There's no point having a powerful feminine with unique values and strong creative force without an equally strong masculine energy that is able to act upon those unique values no matter what others think. And that's important. You see, that takes time for the masculine to push through that, to not bother about what others think and say about them or about the twin flame dynamic, and to just truly be themselves. Like, that takes them a bit more time, but they will do it. They are doing it. They have done it for some. And take action to allow the creative force of the inner feminine to flow into form in the physical world. When your inner feminine is growing and desires to express your uniqueness in the world more boldly than ever before, which is happening, it's definitely happening for me, the inner masculine needs to grow in self-belief, self-worth, and self-confidence so that he may take action to allow the blossoming feminine to truly be in the world whilst feeling secure and safe. This is freaking beautiful, guys. This oracle indicates your feminine self is blooming and your masculine needs to be able to protect and honor her. Sometimes, just as Isis, this is because some of you won't know. I love this. This is because some of you won't know the story of Isis and Osiris, and I'm not always the best at actually describing it because I know what it is, but often relaying it back I find it quite hard. But it's very linked to what I said about, I just never cared about what anybody ever had to say. And actually, I've got a Scorpio rising conjunct Pluto, so a lot of people wouldn't even dare start saying, but I think it's about, well, some people tried, a couple of people tried over the whole time to sort of say to me, like, get over him or get over it. And I'd be like, fuck you, see you later. Because it's not a choice. It isn't a choice. You cannot help who you fall in love with. You can control your actions. Like I say, that's when I say, just because you're madly in love with someone, like, it doesn't mean you sort of chase after them and be like, love me, which a lot of women do, and it makes me cringe out when people do that. It's like, have more respect for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, at certain time, definitely we'll see what other people have got to say about it when they're here. But it's like, I kind of went the other way a lot of the time. It's not like I didn't reach out to him at all, but I didn't reach out a whole load in the whole time, so that's what is quite interesting. But but give me a drink or just give me a listener that I trust, and I would go on about it for freaking hours about how much he means to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is the truth. And that is because it's the Isis and Osiris, that love. And I'm going to read you the story now. So this oracle indicates your feminine throat chakra self is blue. Oh, I just read that bit. Sometimes, just as Isis looked for Osiris to help put him back together when he was torn apart by hatred, fear, and jealousy from his dark brother Set. Our feminine, and that's the hatred, fear, and jealousy that masculines experience in the matrix and the physical, but divine feminines too, actually. And right now, a lot of them are trying to put themselves back together. It's like a metaphor, an analogy, like their soul, their fragmented soul. And it just so happens that this divine feminine, like, I am in the business of soul retrieval, pulling back the fragments of the soul. That's why it is frustrating when you're like, if my divine masculines out there trying to do it themselves, it's quite annoying because I could help them. But again, it's like, that is their personal journey. They've got to realize that, because not all divine feminines are capable of doing exact same. Well, actually, some would argue that they are, but you know what I mean. But what I'm saying is, I am a shaman that does soul retrieval, but you can heal your twin flame. So even if you don't kind of officially sort of do stuff like that, you can heal your twin flame. They can heal you. But a lot of divine masculines are being led to people to help them. And like I say, when they go to their twin flame will help them as well. But they want to help themselves. That's the point. They want to empower themselves and come to you strong. But your love heals them. Even the distance love, because there is no time and distance with everything. Are we still on Venus and Aries? Because this is very romantic. But I suppose Venus in Aries is passionate, and I am Venus in Aries, and I'm very passionate. Our feminine needs to help the masculine to heal so he can turn help her. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So it's quite obvious on the twin flame journey where the divine feminines have helped their divine masculine. It's by holding space. It's by being able to see through the toxic masculinity that's been drummed into men and, you know, all of us throughout the world of, yeah, just kind of gallivanting and getting drunk and being with loads of women. And that's just in general, you know, I'm not saying all divine masculines act like that, but at some point, pretty much all of them do, from all the stories that I've heard. But it's just because it's drummed into you that that's a cool thing to do from childhood. It literally is. Like, think of all of it, like, think of like, and I know some of these have got happy endings, but Grease just popped into my mind there. Like, you know, it's like when he's acting like a bit of a dick in front of his friends, when he was being all romantic and that on the beach and whatever. And then it's like, you know, when he's kind of like, hey, you know, anyway, you get what I'm saying. It's an archetype that is kind of pushed into society. Your masculine consciousness can be healed and grow stronger through his relationship to the inner feminine within you. By adjusting and healing our own views of masculine energy, so our feminine is no longer willing to experience masculine energy as violent, aggressive, unfeeling, controlling. And again, not to say that at all that people's divine masculine, because that's like not my divine masculine. Well, with me anyway, like, yeah, it's not at all. But maybe the unfeeling, you know, maybe the unfeeling feels a bit strong, but just the kind of not allowing the intimacy to come in to connect with them. Like, if it was just about sex, for a lot of twin flames, it could be that, and holding back. But really, you see, unconsciously, that would have been because they felt on some level there was some kind of connection, and that scared the shit out of them. But that would go for both of you. So that our feminine is no longer willing to, yeah, I just read that, but a healing shift begins, because it's as a collective. You know, there are a lot of men that are violent, aggressive, unfeeling, controlling, that divine feminines have been involved with before even meeting their divine masculine, and then it causes problems with the divine masculine. Do you know what I mean? The twin flame. And then it happens to divine masculine too, that they're involved with controlling, manipulative women that hurt them. I don't know why it was set up like this, guys, but whatever. I think we're passing the test. The divine inner feminine can choose to relate to the divine inner masculine in a different way, to hold a different vision and different beliefs of who he is and what he can do and what his purpose might be. That's why it's so important that you send your divine masculine love, that you believe in them, that if you're right at the start of the journey, that you see through the bullshit. Doesn't mean you need to put up the bullshit. There's a difference. You can see through the act, you can see through the running away from the intensity and run into different people, to run away from the connection, and you let them get on with it, and you do your thing. You don't chase after them, just let them get on with it. If they're meant to come back, they're meant to realise they will, and if you're twin flame, they will. She might choose to experience him as a tender, protective, strong, discerning and stabilizing energy. What this looks like in our life experience is a change in how we are within ourselves and with others, and how we move and live and experience the world. We have more of a willingness to be kind to ourselves, to honour our feelings, and to not be bullied and stepping away from our truths by others, and even our own self-doubt and self-criticism. And that's why it makes sense when I said lots of people had an opinion on me still having feelings for it. Well, I'm sure if they knew that I still did, well, you know, if they're tuning into this, but it's like, still, yeah, had opinions on me still having feelings for him long after it appeared that he didn't have them for me. But again, how did they know that? You know, how did they know that? But again, there probably have been circumstances where if he's asked outright, he will have denied it, like, absolutely. But it doesn't always mean someone's telling you the truth. Do you know what I mean? And that kind of makes you sound a bit crazy, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? Like, you'd have to be on this journey to know. It's like, not everybody always can handle the truth, and they can't admit it to themselves until they're ready to. So we have more of a willingness to be kind to ourselves, to honour our feelings, and to not be bullied and stepping away from our truths by others, and even by our own self-doubt and self-criticism. Yeah, and that's, you know, the bits of the doubting, does my twin flame feel the same? You know, you just got to go into your heart. When you start thinking that, divine feminine or divine masculine, you go in your heart and you can feel it. If you start thinking that, you're in your head. It's an inner commitment to love and to honour the self, and an inner trust in this commitment. So when the feeling arises to try something new creatively or spiritually, for example, there's a trust that this will be respected and acted upon, and it is. How funny is that? Because I was creatively inspired to just film this video, and I didn't even know what it was going to be about. Which that's not that unusual. I mean that is actually, that's not a good example, because that actually is kind of my thing. But you know what I mean, with this one I was like, oh, I could feel it was going to be interesting, but I didn't know where they were going with it. So I didn't procrastinate is what I'm saying. I just like got the laptop on and started. But again, I have been like the whole 7 years that I've been online, so people will be like, what's the difference? But I get what the difference is, because I've got a system of doing the divine feminine, divine masculine, and I've not been doing so much the spontaneous ones. So when the healing of this relationship begins to occur within us, like I basically had the inspiration and I acted on it right away, you know, which I am quite good at anyway, but this is probably because some divine masculines aren't, or all, like they stall and they procrastinate. It's like, you know, you get the inspiration, go with it. When the healing of this relationship begins to occur within us, our outer relationships also change and flow into healthy expression. We begin to feel safe, protected, and strong enough to take risks and live a bold, expressive, truthful, and creative life with more energy and passion. This oracle guides you to realize that your inner masculine could benefit from some restoration and healing after being ravaged by expectations that in order to be acceptable, he should never feel anything, that he should always be dominant, and that only the most violent and aggressive alpha masculine behaviors are to be respected. Now, again, not all men are going to resonate with that, but to some extent, you will. Definitely the hiding the feelings part. If you're already working on this aspect of your own healing, you're encouraged by this oracle that it is working and to stay with your process. You're encouraged to empower your masculine energy, seen as tender, protective, containing, strong, and aware. You're also encouraged to continually choose to let go of behaviors that cast the masculine as a perpetrator or dominating. Use your inner feminine courage, trust, and determination to avoid castrating the masculine by considering it weak, useless, and unnecessary. For healing to happen for both masculine and feminine, we must be prepared to let go of feelings of victimization, domination, disappointment, dissatisfaction, and to do the sometimes challenging inner work of learning to relate to masculine and feminine energy with a completely different approach. Oh my God, see what I mean? This is going on forever. This can be enough to set the healing in motion. It takes persistence, determination, patience, and application. But this is going on forever. See, that feels like some of those journeys. An application for the damaged masculine within us and outside of us to be restored to glory, but with access to help us, great healing and miracles are made possible. Once the masculine begins to gain strength and be empowered to express itself a less cliched and more authentic way, we gain the wisdom and power of honouring and boundaries. That is why boundaries are my thing. Like I teach boundaries in everything that I do. With my Saturn and Mars and Scorpio, it's like, yeah, I'm a good teacher of that. Don't fuck about. We learn how to respect and be respectful without losing our power or becoming servile. We learn how to serve others from a place of empowerment and peace, and we learn how to cut through manipulations and posturing in the world of relationships straight to the truth of a matter. And nobody can accuse me of not doing that. Masculine and feminine energies can then do what they are ultimately destined to do, which is unite in love to create harmony, bliss, and peaceful fulfillment of inner wholeness. I love it, because then that comes back to the peacefulness of the white buffalo calf woman. So there's a ritual. And it says a candle is helpful for this ritual, but you can visualize a candle if you've not got one. So right now, I want you to either light your candle if you want to pause this and go away and get one, and this is, I remember this one, this is a bit of an interesting one. So you can just kind of visualize yourself doing it, or you can actually move your body. But just visualize lighting a candle, or I'm doing it for us, or light one, and then stand with your 2 feet hip width apart and firmly planted on the ground with your arms resting by your sides and your knees just slightly bent. Gently lift and place your right foot on the ground again, and repeat this lifting and placing of the foot on the left side. Really feel where your feet connect to the ground. You don't need to do it exactly, you can just listen to the words. So if you want to do it, fine. If you want to just listen to the words, the healing's still coming. The healing is coming through everything I do, and soul retrieval, if you're open to it. So if you don't want to do it, you don't need to do it, but you probably get a wee bit more out of it if you do it. Half close your eyes and focus on your candle, continuing to lift and replace your feet on the ground, one side followed by the other side, for several more repetitions until you feel strong awareness of your connection to the ground. Next, lift your arms up above your head, elbows just slightly bent. and face your palms towards the sky. Imagine that you can feel the connection of your hands to the sky and then lower them down by your side. Repeat this several times, gazing at your candle. Again, that's a lot of work, isn't it? Like the twin flame journey. Raise your hands up to the sky and push your feet into the earth. Keep your awareness on your candle and say, from the sky, I am strong. From the earth, I am strong. Then place your hands on your belly, still pushing your feet into the earth, and say, from my belly, I am strong. And finally, to your heart, finally touch your heart lightly with one hand, allowing the other to remain on your belly, saying, from my heart, I am strong. Then focus on your heart and say, I am healed within. My strength and love are balanced within. The divine masculine and divine feminine within me are in perfect healing flow now. So be it. If only it were that easy, guys. Eh? But again, I do feel that union within is happening for, well, it's already happened for so many people. Therefore, that physical union is imminent. And I did just hear that. Not for everyone, but for who's ready for it. Right. Here's the incantation. Man of power, man of fire, man who liberates heart's desire, man within and man without, man stronger than fear or doubt. Father, warrior, leader, lover, protector, hunter, teacher, brother, man divine, man of love, man of the earth, man of heaven above. Your strength, my strength, your power, my power, your love, my love, integrity, honor, compassion, protection, tenderness, stability, passionate attention, man divine, man of love, man of the earth, man of heaven above. Open your eyes if you closed them. Wow. Right. I don't know how much I'm going to read of this next one, but we'll have a wee peek. This has been over an hour now. Truths unveiled, the revelation of Isis. There are times when appearances of people, places, and things are truly deceptive. And what was I just saying? Like the ways that some twin flames can act when they're not being so divine, both twins. You will sense this when something feels uncomfortable within you, and when you notice feelings of anxiety or doubt within you. You may think that there's something wrong with you, but actually you're instinctively sensing that all is not as it appears to be. It's wise to trust your inner feeling rather than being convinced by outward appearance. There's a situation in your life, especially involving relationships, where something is not as it's made out to be. To avoid undue suffering later on, Isis guides you to the truth and revelation now. And this is why I work so closely with Isis energy, because when my Pluto 0 degrees retrograde in Scorpio, and we're in Pluto retrograde now in Capricorn, I get to the truth of the matter. Sometimes it can take a few hours for me to feel into it, but I cut straight to the truth. Right. Oh my God, I'm going to have to read all of this because it's giving you the background again of like the whole Isis and Osiris thing. Right, so the revelation of Isis is needed when something or someone is not as it outwardly appears to be, no matter how sacred it may seem. A spiritual person, a family relationship, a shared history. There are times when, although it is more painful to admit the truth in short term, in the long term, it will save you much suffering and feelings of being duped, misled, manipulated, used, or abused, which has happened to both divine feminine and divine masculine on this journey. From other people, I might add. It will also make it more likely that the situation or relationship can grow into a healthier expression if possible. You cannot heal when it is not revealed, and that's why we say reveal it to heal it. Oh my God, there's a little pigeon outside my window. I've never actually seen a bird like on my windowsill like that. Oh, it's flew away now. Isis is with you now to help you realise the truth. That means something, by the way, because that bird was like just hanging out and the window's open. It can't come in like. Someone's getting closer. Your twin flame's getting closer, but then they run away again, fly away. To admit that you're probably already. Wait a minute. Yeah, Isis is with you now to help you realise the truth. To admit that you probably already sensed it anyway, and to make wise use of these revelations now, because that's what I help people do a lot of the time in sessions. Like I pick up on what someone was already had a bad feeling about. The Oracle of Truth Unveiled speaks of a time soon to come when you will realise true perception. What you thought was trustworthy, legitimate, and reliable may turn out to be sand crumbling for your eyes. Unfortunately, this can be this can be like really close people in your life, guys. If this hasn't happened to you, just be aware that it does happen on the twin flame journey. But if it hasn't happened to you, you must be really new to the journey. This may be a friendship, a job, an offer of some kind, or even the behaviour of a loved one, causing you to question the real commitment or respect in a family or romantic relationship. What is important here is to realise that when you see the truth, you can act appropriately. You will not proceed with inappropriate expectations, and you can reassess your boundaries and priorities to get the most out of the situation and not suffer undue disappointment later on. Isis was betrayed by her brother Set, who out of his great jealousy murdered her beloved Osiris. So get that, like with this, like Isis and Osiris are twin flames and her brother, but just replace her brother with anybody close in your life, divine feminine, out of great jealousy, doing something bad. So it might be like, but hopefully not murder, you know, it's kind of like, but it's like tearing somebody apart energetically. Isis was betrayed by her brother Set, who out of great jealousy murdered her beloved Osiris. Now Isis was able to demonstrate great spiritual strength and healing power to resurrect. This is crazy, by the way, because it's actually telling you the whole story, and that, like, this, my guys fascinate me, by the way. The divine fascinates me. Like, now I get why I was meant to channel this, because some people don't know the story. So I'll start again and I'll read it. Now Isis was able to demonstrate great spiritual strength and healing power to resurrect her beloved Osiris, and all was not lost. She also learned a painful and valuable lesson that it is wise to take her intuitive feelings seriously and to recognise a snake in the grass when there's one. I just got chills because I always use that phrase. I always use that phrase because I'm always picking up on it in twin flame dynamics. When pregnant with her divine child Horus, she ran and hid from Set, recognising he was destructive and dangerous, honouring what she knew and not pretending that it would all just be fine, and in doing so, her child was able to be born. In the same way, there are creative impulses and new life within you that need to be protected until they're strong enough to withstand negativity and undermining by another out of jealousy or fear. This, do you know what? This might seem really strange, but I totally get it, and lots of you will. That's why when I was going really deep into the love that I have for my twin flame, I was saying I had to build up that strength over all the years to be able to be sitting here in public saying that. You know, that didn't just happen overnight. Like, yeah, I could tell other people in my life, but you know what I mean? Just actually sit and be, it is fucking brave. Like, I'm just sort of, you know, I'm owning that about myself. It is brave. There aren't too many people do that. Even a close friend whom you love and who loves you may struggle with your creative side, perhaps because they're yet to tap into their own creativity. And that's where a lot of jealousy comes from. You know, when you're doing that, you know, if other people aren't doing that in their life, they can quickly turn on you, or just be funny with you so that you're phased out their life, you know, and you realize how fickle some people really are. It is best to be honest with yourself and know that sometimes out of a sense of kindness, the fragile creative beginnings of a project or new habit and interest need to be protected. And that's like why I've said, keep it a fucking secret about whatever you're guided to. Trust your intuition. Like Isis, you must protect that which needs it by recognizing where something or someone could harm rather than nourish new life. You're being guided with this oracle to trust your judgment about someone's motivations or intentions. If you feel something is not quite right, then give your discernment a chance to more fully form so you can see the truth. The more emotionally detached you allow yourself to be, the clearer your assessment of a person, situation, or offer is likely to be. If you've been thinking that you already see the truth in a situation, this oracle is confirmation of the accuracy that is perception. That further confirmation that you're seeing something accurately will soon be given if requested. And for some of you, I bet you I've just given you it. Ask for revelation and be patient. Clear perception is imminent and will help you make wise choices. That's really creepy that I said reunion is imminent, and I can't say it, and that's just used the same word. Right, so here's another ritual, and then I'm going to go and make myself a cup of tea because my voice is sore, but again, throat chakra stuff. So sitting comfortably in a quiet space where you'll not be disturbed, close your eyes and say aloud 3 times, or just listen to me. I call upon Isis, who loves me unconditionally. I call upon you 3 times, beloved guide and priestess. As you focus on your breath and allow your awareness to turn within, become aware of a set of sheer curtains wafting lightly in your heart space. Because behind these curtains is the truth about any person, place, situation, relationship, or opportunity that you wish to perceive. Say aloud, Isis, who loves me unconditionally, please show me the truth without fear, so that I may have clear perception and wise action on this matter now. Stay in your heart and watch for the curtains. If you are ready and willing and able to see beyond them, they will open for you and you will be able to see the truth presented. And I truly believe that you will have some kind of vision like that. If it's not right now, it will be in your dreams, because that is what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to help people see clearly. Crystal clear visions, crystal clear visions, crystal clear clarity. You get it? That's what I'm saying. I have the Isis energy. The truth may appear as literal or symbolic. Stay in your heart so that you can that you can best understand the vision given to you. It may make sense immediately or instinctively in your gut, or you may need time to sit with what you've seen or sense, which is also fine. I might just like to add, you also sometimes need to have that outside input. Like, that's what I find when people have had a not so nice feeling about someone in their life, whether it's a friend, you know, an ex or family member or whatever, or, you know, absolutely anything, it could be business. That's when I've had to do this for myself on my own journey, or, you know, other people that I'm helping is, you know, healing them. You know, somebody that takes a bit of channeling and using the cards and that, but everything will point to exactly what the person was feeling most of the time. You don't get an inkling like that for no reason. But I also just want to bring the balance with what this channeling started out as, is, yeah, there might be drama and not so nice things here and there when a union comes together. But for a lot of people that have already went through all the trials and tribulations, it is a lot of peace that you're heading for. That's what I'm getting. So just to keep the balance. If you can discern these snakes in the grass, it's only if you haven't already went through that you're going through it now. So you'll know where you're at. And, you know, you really have to be on the ball for that all the time. But you get the balance. Like, if you're constantly thinking that everyone's got it in for you, you're also not open to love. And then if you're not open to love, you're not going to be open to your twin flame, because you might even be like wary of them. Although, again, you know, I'm not wary of my twin flame the slightest. Like, again, and that doesn't, again, it doesn't make logical sense on my journey, but it makes sense to me. And like, I trust them, like, implicitly. Like, I trust them 100%. And it doesn't mean that I'm not, like, I'm going to want to know the score when I talk to them, but I've got absolutely no doubt in my mind about them. So no doubt in my mind, no doubt in my heart. Call me crazy, but that's what I'm sticking to. And you may also have a clear knowing or a feeling or emotion in your heart without a vision that is helpful too. When you're ready, just open your eyes. So if you do not have a clear answer, be patient and attempt the ritual at another time, remembering that sometimes the truths will come unexpectedly when we're not really looking for them at all. They will just drop into our awareness and we shall just know. Doing this ritual, even without immediate revelation, is a prayer to Isis, or and of itself, telling her that you're ready for her assistance. Your answers will come. It's kind of like what I'm saying. Like, I really do work very strongly with Isis energy, and when somebody really needs my help about some of the more darker stuff, it's amazing in the ways in which they're led to me. Like, people will be like, "Oh, you just kept popping up on my feed, or you just kept popping in my head," and, like, you know, like, my guides just wouldn't let me let it go. And it's because they know that with my strong Scorpio Pluto energy and that Isis Kali energy, I'm going to be able to deliver what it is you need to know. Do you know what I mean? It's not always the dark stuff, but again, I am good at that. Like, I'm good at seeing through I'm seeing in the dark. That's what a shaman's all about. I see in the dark with my heart. And I also bring very Mother Mary loving energy. You know, there's a bit of that mixed in here, white buffalo calf woman, but I also don't take any prisoners when it comes to, you know, you have to be pretty scary in the spiritual world. And in the real world, but you have to be, I'm more scary in the spiritual world. You have to be, to deal with these darker forces that are trying to keep the twins apart and trying to sabotage. But a lot of time it's your own freaking subconscious, your mind that's sabotaging, but no, there's dark energies that do attack twin flame, full stop. And some of them are a bit closer to home than you'd like to think, like, say, snakes in the grass, but hopefully you've sifted out energies like that. Doing this ritual, even without immediate revelations, I just said that. Right, so here's the incantation, and then I'm going to go. Gift me with your vision now, end the distortion or the vow that blocks the eye within my brow. I receive the knowing clear. Without doubt, shame, or fear, lies and deceptions disappear. Revelation of Isis, come to me swift. Thank you for the sight, the truth, the gift. Confusion into clarity, I now do shift. Wow, guys, I'm actually mind blown, right? Because when I was walking along the beach today, I was being told that I needed to do a healing around doubt and fear for the twin flames. Well, I think I just done it. So yeah, so it's quite funny, isn't it? Because I thought they just meant like, I was going to sit and send healing for it. But my healing, the best of it, really, it is good when I mix a few cards, and usually because it's what I love, it's my medicine. But maybe I will do another healing about doubt and fear, but I really do feel this was it. So I'll publish it when I feel guided to. It might be kind of, near enough in real time or a couple of days after, or I might be publishing this around that full moon in Scorpio, because it felt like this was preparation for that. That's what it felt like. Oh God, yeah, totally. Because I've been channeling in all the other ones that if you're not being honest with yourself now, get ready for that full moon around the 16th of May 2022. If you're watching this, like if you're watching later on, it won't matter. But that's when it is. And if you're not facing the truth of who you are and your shadow and what you're running from, that full moon will make you. And also if you're not seeing the difficult or the challenging or the darker energies in your life, it will expose them. It'll expose those people, it'll expose those energies, and it will also expose to yourself where you're self-sabotaging. Lots of fun to look forward to. Anyway, I enjoyed doing this, and I hope you got a lot of peeling back the layers, healing and peace and calm, and clarity on wherever there are people in your life that aren't to be so trusted. I know it's not, believe me, I know very deeply what that's like to go through that, but I'm also sitting here with a smile on my face, so I got through it. So if I can get through it, so can you. And if you can't get through it alone, I'm here to be of service, and you can book a session or look out for my next course or something. But anyway, I'm sending you lots of love and peace and fire, because we're in Venus and Aries. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.